Back to Tullis Joyce. Over to Leticia. Leticia. So we got an interesting match ahead of us right now. Rofo got to start today. I was off on my guess. Under pressure, Aston Villa out of bounds. Aston Villa throw. I didn't think that touched the United player, but I guess it did. Aston Villa getting pushed back to their keeper. Ball's up. Aston Villa moving the ball around a bit more. Out wide to the right-hand side. That's cut out. Rolfo collects. Oof. They're pressing us hard. Rolfo. Turlin gets there for. Oh, no, that's not a foul. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Turlin was busting through for the ball. She got there ahead of the defender. The keeper comes out to collect. Like, Turlin was pulling up and slowing down. You can't stop on a dime. So this is the keeper just acting a bit. This is the keeper just play acting. And sorry, I jumped right into it. A good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you wherever you are watching from. Yeah, okay, she's up. The keeper's up. Like, I mean, I get you try to get the calls you can get, but that would have been a little bit extra. All right, so Aston Villa restart. Miyazawa intercepts. Ruffo tries to play a cross into the box. That's deflected and kept in by Aston Villa. Ball still alive. Janssen over to Leticia, who goes across the center circle over to Riviere. Riviere's pass is intercepted, was intended for Park. Aston Villa now have the ball. A lot of intensity in this match to start with. A lot of intensity. It's kind of end to end. Janssen over. Back to Tullis Joyce. I think that's George at left back. So in case you're wondering, it's Tullis Joyce in goal, George at left back, Leticia, is in her usual spot, Toon in her usual spot, Park, Turlin, Raffo, Riviere, Nallison, Janssen, and Hinata, or Miyazawa, as I refer to her. On the bench, we have Middleton Patel, Rindell, Blundell, Sandberg is on the bench, Awujo, Galton, Ziggiati, Mallard, and Williams. Interesting changes in the lineup. I imagine we might see some of those names we're familiar with seeing in the starting 11 as the game progresses. Well, depending on how it progresses, I should say. Riviera is looking for a throw at the moment. She's over on the sideline, throws to the middle of the pitch to Toon. He turns across the halfway line. George out to Rolfo. Rolfo plays George down the line. Cut back. Nice cut back into the box. Cleared by Aston Villa. That's a good passage to play from United. We're gonna have to battle for this one. We're gonna have to battle for this one. I was thinking that Aston Villa were kind of coming into this already defeated based off of what Natalia Arroyo, the Aston Villa manager, said. So I was coming into this kind of being like, all right, like they sound like they're kind of laying down already from her comments because they weren't very inspiring. Like if I'm a Villa player, I wasn't terribly inspired by Natalia's comments. She talked about how United destroyed them last time and trying not to give them an opportunity to do it again this time. So it sounded kind of like defeatist already. So I was thinking Villa might come into this laying down a little bit, but they're not. They're not. Dangerous cross in from Rolfo, but that was cleared by Villa, but not completely out of danger. Nelson, Park, a little ping pong here with the ball. Ball is still up in the air, bouncing around. No one's got a foot on it yet. Finally, Villa cleared up past the halfway line. Janssen tracks it down and goes back to Tellis Joyce. And Tellis Joyce is standing outside her 18-yard box at the moment, but she's now back into it. She went out wide to Riviere. Riviere cuts inside, passes a couple players, gets fouled just outside of the center circle in United's defensive half. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Here come United down the right-hand side. Just Park, ball in, far post, over everyone's head and out. So ball's out right now for a goal kick for Manchester United. Hi, John Fry. Awesome, glad you found me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, John Fry, since you are new, obviously this is a Manchester United channel, both men's and women's. I had to make a tough call today since the men are playing in about 20 minutes against Spurs, but decided to stick with the ladies. Decided to go with the ladies today to cover. Opportunity, Nelson blocked outside the box. Aston Villa trying to run the ball out of their own half. Riviere is there and fouled again. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, honestly, my match preview, I kind of joked about this. You know, as far as which match I would do, but like these matches are just a bit more fun. It's a bit more fun. Um, Sometimes the men's matches, watching it, you feel this like extra anxiety, especially because the club is where it is right now on the men's side. So sometimes you just kind of need like that good, feel good vibe that women give you. United working it across the back line. Janssen decides to play a penetrating pass into Rafa. Rafa will 1-2. Nice 1-2 with Toon. Rafa away down the left hand side. Cross to the box. Deflected out. Not quite. That ball, I thought it went out. That ball took a weird spin on the end line and stayed in. I'm not sure who that was off of last. Let's see. It was a nice 1-2 between Rafa and Toon. Beautiful 1-2. That pass from Toon was pinpoint. Looks like it's a corner kick to Manchester United. Oh no, it's not. I thought it was a corner kick. Wow, I'm sorry. No, it's a goal kick to Villa. So Villa have restarted. They're playing out of the back. Now they've gone long up to the halfway line. That bounces through, but George is back to recover and goes back to Tellis Joyce, who's inside her box at the penalty spot. She turns it over to Leticia. Excuse me. Leticia goes back to Fallon. Tellis Joyce. Sometimes I say Fallon because it's easier. They're showing Natalia Arroyo on the bench there. She's rocking the style. I like her jacket and pants combination. She looks pretty like looks like she's ready to like coach a game in the morning or at lunchtime, depending on where you are, and then go out for like, a mid afternoon, I don't know, cocktail or something. She's styling. She's styling. I'm not gonna lie. It's always funny to see like when managers bring in their personal style, to see what they wear. Anyway, um, headed out of bounds by Riviere, just across the halfway line. So it is a throw in to Aston Villa. And if you are watching, if you are new, please do subscribe. If you are watching, please hit that like button. That'd be much appreciated. And welcome, welcome, welcome. It is still 0-0 at the moment. Aston Villa on the ball, but going backwards into their own half, getting pressed by Manchester United in our usual fashion. And if you're just joining, some changes to the lineup that you're probably familiar with seeing. So, Teller's choice in goal, Gabby George, left back, Letitia in her usual center back role, Toon in the midfield, Park up front. Well, not up front. She's kind of out to the right hand side. So it's a fluid formation. You know how it goes. Turlin, Rolfo, Riviere, Nelson, Janssen, and Miyazawa. So Sandberg is on the bench, and then we're used to seeing her start. And Mallard's on the bench as well, as is Ziggiati. Gabby George over to take the throw for Manchester United. Just across the halfway line, looking for options. Goes down the line, looking for Turlin, didn't quite come off. Aston Villa have the ball. I think there's a Villa player down, so this might get stopped. We'll see. Another play on, we say. Play on. Okay. A little tussle in the midfield. Aston Villa come away with it. Villa maintaining possession all the way back to the top of their 18-yard box. Now they go long. George rebuts, and it falls to Raffles. That's a foul. She shoved her in the back off the ball. How do you not know? I hope we don't have another weird referee situation that we had. I think it was against Atletico, right? If you guys remember that game, that referee was awful. Um, I'm just complaining because I mean, Raffo had the ball, and there was a clear shove in her back to shove her off the ball, and then Villa took possession of it. Like, how do you not? Like, how do you not see this? This? How do you not see that? Okay, referee. Aston Villa go back to the keeper. She's at the top of her box. United, oh not United. I'm sorry, Villa playing across the back line now, trying to play a penetrating pass, but George returns the favor in kind for the shove on Raffo. I guess all's fair is right, so we play on. As long as the ref calls it both ways or doesn't call it both ways, I'm cool with that. I'm okay with that. Out of bounds, off of United, off of Rolfo. I think there's a misplaced pass there, looking for George. So throw in to Aston Villa. And this is a home match, by the way, in case folks are wondering. And speaking of home matches, on Wednesday, massive, massive home match at Old Trafford. Manchester United women versus PSG women. A homecoming for a certain somebody. You know who? A certain somebody with a controversial book out at the moment. So definitely covering that one. Definitely covering that one. So please subscribe if you don't want to miss out on that coverage. Yeah. I got no idea who. No idea. Aston Villa attacking a bit here, coming down the right hand side. Riviere out to challenge. pushes the Villa player back a little bit. Villa recycle. Their center backs are across the halfway line, penetrating pass from Villa, but a little bit too much on that, overcooked. So that is out for a goal kick for Manchester United. Yeah. No, I think you're right. We probably are resting some players for Wednesday, which will be a smart move. It's just it's tough when you're battling on all fronts, right? And you've got challenging games back to back, and then you've got a team like Chelsea who's just running away. Or not, they're not running away with the league, but are just out front and just so dominant. I mean, Skinner mentioned this in his presser. Everyone's playing catch up to Chelsea. Everyone's trying to catch Chelsea. So you can't really afford to drop any points in the WSL because if you do, you're kind of out of the race, right? So you have to battle on all fronts and you have to take your gambles. United trying to work something here. United does not come off, but well worked by Rolfo. Rolfo's having a good game so far. Rolfo's having a good game so far. Right. So I was saying that, John, in my match preview. I hate to be the guy that looks up and down the table and across the board, but I was saying that points mean nothing if you don't compare them to other points, right? So if uh if Arsenal um can do us a favor, and keep Chelsea at bay today, and more of a long shot, but if Everton can do us a favor with City, um that would be that would be a big help. So keeping an eye on those two matches as well. Manchester United with the ball, the TCA back in her own half. Fallon's up at the top of the half circle, at the top of the box, foot on top of the ball, goes back to Letitia. Letitia inside to Miyazawa. Miyazawa over to Janssen. United looking for an option forward. Toon dropped in to get a touch back to Miyazawa, who's now split the defenders, split the center backs. I mean, that pass is out of bounds from Letitia over Riviere's head. Or was that from Toon? I think it was from Toon, actually. I think Toon had dropped in to make that pass. Throw in to Aston Villa. Throw in Aston Villa. Challenged by Letitia. Aston Villa take it back into their own half to recycle the ball. They go all the way back to the keeper, who's standing at the top of her box. She goes long down our left hand side, trying to play the ball into that gap that George left. Don't know why George is so far up there. Villa have it. Villa looking for it, penetrating past there into the box. Fallon has to come out and smother that one because there's a Villa player lurking around. I'm not sure why George was so far up because there was a gap that the Villa keeper saw and she dumped the ball right into that gap and Villa got on it. United playing out of the back, under pressure, under heavy pressure from Villa. Ball is teed up for Rolfo. Rolfo does not win the header. Toon wins the second ball. Turlin with the flick. Here comes Rolfo, staring down her defender. Recycles, goes back to Toon. Back to Janssen. Janssen over to Letitia. United are deep in their own half at the moment. Yeah. Yeah, Glad he said Glad Daly and Salmon on bench as they are their main goal threats. So we need to score those before they come on. Yeah. Yeah. I actually haven't even gone through Villa's team. Been so Manchester United focused, just that's good defense from the TCA there. Turlin holding it up well. Nelson, TCA. Janssen. Janssen looking for options. I am watching it on ESPN. ESPN. Riviere goes back to Fallon, to Janssen, to George out on the left hand side. George up to Raffo. Little nice little 1-2. George, Toon into some space here. United setting up shop around Aston Villa's box. Excuse me. George crosses to the box. That's cleared by Villa. If we can connect on these crosses, because so we're finding some pretty good joy down our left hand side here, with George and Rolfo playing some nice, 1-2s, give and goes, and Toon getting in on the action. So we're getting some joy down this left hand side, and we're getting crosses in the box. We just need people on the end of it. Um, I think our players are a little flat footed at the moment in the box. Riviere comes inside. Toon keeps it going. Over to the left hand side now. Rolfo staring down her defender into the box. Into the box. Shot. High and wide. High and wide. Rolfo's going to score today. I think she's going to score. She's having a good game. They're giving her quite a bit of space out there. Um, yeah, I think Rolfo gets a goal today. And I think once we score, I think Aston Villa will then start to fall down a bit, because then they'll be desperate to score and they'll start opening themselves up more, and then hopefully we can exploit that. Good take from United. Nelson out to Park on the right hand side. Park cuts it back, double teamed. Still finds it through. Nice little hill flick. Here we go, ladies. Let's go. Turlin somehow was down in the box and couldn't get to the cross. Well, I mean, as I was saying though, I think the reason why we're finding some joy down this left hand side is because they're so worried about Park on that right hand side. And the last play, as you heard, they're double teaming her out there. As soon as she gets the ball, it's just, you know, the Villa players are on her like white on rice. Also, because they're wearing white uniforms today is supposed to be a joke. Anyway, whatever. Rolfo, left hand side, keeps it safe, goes back to George. Somebody laugh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Fallon over to Leticia. Leticia back to Fallon, who's standing at the top of the half circle, at the top of the box. Playing a little back and forth, trying to move the Villa players around. Toon drops deep to collect the ball, plays to Turlin's feet, has the defender all over her back, but does well to keep it. Toon switches it to Park. Park is now in the middle of the pitch. Almost said Park again. Park in the park. George down line to Rolfo. Yeah, Park is now on this left hand side, so she's come over here to play a bit. She's got that free roll, as you know. Now I think she's jogging over back to the right hand side, but she came to the left hand side for a bit to try and link up. That's hard to tell. That looked like that should have been a corner for Manchester United, but that's called a goal kick for Aston Villa. Villa playing short out the back. Now Villa goes long into the center of the park. Villa brings it down. We got to win the first ball, ladies. Come on. Villa with their right back. She comes into the midfield. Yeah. Yeah. The ref was not good in that match. And again, that Atletico Madrid match, the referee also was shocking. Here comes Aston Villa. Hold that thought. Aston Villa still bursting forward into the box. Cross. No. Okay. Whew. Good save. Good save from Fallon. That was on target. I mean, that Villa player just burst down our left hand side. Letitia was chasing as fast as she could, but that Villa player was just going 100 miles an hour, and she found a teammate in the box. Um, but luckily, that shot was right down the middle, right down the middle, easy for Fallon to grab. Oof. Fallon goes long up the pitch, tees it up for Rolfo, doesn't win the header. We gotta win those first balls. That's what's I'm not saying that's what's killing us, but it's like sometimes things like that can just swing the momentum, right? Of the game. Um, and they can instill a bit of confidence in your team. And it sounds strange, but if you've played, football or any sport really, little things like that, right? So if you see your teammates winning that first ball every single time, you feel a little more empowered and encouraged, right? But if you see your teammates losing it, you start to feel like, is today just not our day? And then you start to kind of not be as up for it sometimes. It's similar to having like a commanding goalkeeper, right? When you got a commanding goalkeeper, even as a striker and attacker, you're more willing to take those risks and chances because okay, if we lose the ball, if I don't score, and the other team goes the other way with it, I've got a reliable goalkeeper who's probably going to keep us in the game and make the save or the stop or whatever. So you as an attacker feel a bit more free. It might sound a little strange, but trust me, it's like that's how it was. At least when I was playing, that's how I felt. So yeah, we have to win those first balls and things like that. Here comes Nelson. Tune. That's cut out by Aston Villa. It's good work from Nelson there to bring that down under control. Riviera had the ball and she went like this. She went, everyone chill out. I think she's trying to get everyone to just like recenter and focus. Miyazawa to Rolfo. Rolfo back to Janssen. Janssen goes over to Letitia. Letitia skips Riviere. Oh, I'm sorry. She does not skip Riviere. Riviere and Nelson kind of switched positions, but she skipped Nelson on that pass, was going for Riviere out on the right hand side. Didn't quite come off. Here comes Gabby George forward across the halfway line. Let's make something of this. George out to Rolfo. Rolfo has it taken off her toes by Aston Villa. Aston Villa play up the line. That rolls to Janssen, who has stepped across the halfway line. Miyazawa on it now. Rolfo. Rolfo under heavy pressure. Goes all the way back to Janssen. Janssen deep in the United half. Gives up to Letitia. Nelson. Nelson, nice touch. Moves forward. Good pass. Turlin, get there. Come on. Too much. Too much. Aston Villa keeper on her toes, out at the top of her box, collects that ball. Aston Villa restart. Aston Villa over to their right back. Man, I don't know. I'm 30th minute. We haven't scored and we haven't really gotten many quality chances. I don't know if we have any shots at the moment. I'll check the stats here in a moment, but and it's crazy for me to even start to feel worried at the moment, but that's how good we've been. That the fact that we're not up 1 or 2-0 in the 30th minute, and you're starting to wonder and be like, oh, is today one of those off days? I feel like we're kind of a victim of our own success, right? It's like, what do you mean we're not winning 5-0 at halftime? What's Skinner doing? Here comes Park. Park tries to find Riviera, that deflects off of a Villa player and out for a throw in for Manchester United. Riviera throws to Letitia just across the halfway line. Letitia over to Janssen, who's at the bottom of the half circle, the midfield circle, the center circle. Miyazawa, George back to Janssen. Yeah, John, it might be. It might be. It's starting to have that feel to it. You know, if you've watched football, I'm sure you probably have for any amount of time, it's like you start to kind of see how the game's shaping up, and you're like, might be one of those days. Where can you watch it? Switching all over the place. I'm watching on ESPN there, Eamon. Watching on ESPN via the streaming app Hulu, who I am not affiliated with, but that's just how I'm watching. I'm not affiliated with anybody. It's just me. I don't have any fancy sponsors or anything like that. This is just me. Riviere down the line, looking for Turlin. Turlin trying to get to the byline. Goal kick. Ah. And see, John, just going back to your point too, like things like that just happened where Turlin's battling, fighting, trying to get to the end line to try and put a cross in, and the ball just kind of ricochets and bounces, and it ends up touching her last and going out for a goal kick. Right, that's happened a few times now. That happened with Raffle on the other side as well. The ball kind of pinged around, and she was trying to cross it, and it just happened to, you know, grace her leg and go out for a goal kick. Little things like that just kind of start to play on your mind a bit, and you're just like, is it one of those days? Is it one of those days? Here comes Aston Villa, doing well to keep the ball. Aston Villa moving the ball quickly. They've switched the point of attack. They're on the left hand side, setting up camp around the United box. Ball into the box. Ball bouncing around. Aston Villa have a shot. Deflection. That could have gone anywhere. That deflection could have gone anywhere. It's gone out for a corner kick for Aston Villa, and they're smiling, and I don't like that. They've got smiles on their faces. Aston Villa setting up for the corner kick. Yeah, they're all high fiving, looking confident. Yeah, we gotta do something about that. And I don't make some changes. 34th minute, Aston Villa teeing up for the corner. There's some extracurriculars between Toon and I think is that Wilms of Aston Villa. Referees having to separate the two. Toon's pleading her case. The referees called both of them together to have a quick chat. Toon and Wilms, or Vilms, excuse me. Oh, what? They're showing the replay what happened. Vilms just like collapsed when Toon touched her. Like, come on. Corner taken. Volley. Shit. 1-0 Aston Villa. Taylor with the strike. A nice volley. It took a deflection, I think. Damn. Just before halftime, too. That's a crap time for them to score on us. We gotta wake up. We have to wake we frustrated, man. I'm just watching back this corner. Hold on. Yeah, I don't think I touched anybody. I mean, good volley, I guess. Cross to a corner into a dangerous spot. Yeah, it didn't touch anybody. A corner into a dangerous spot. Fallon comes out to try and punch it away. She gets a hand on it, but then no one wins the second ball. Taylor's there to hit a nice volley, side net. But I mean, we have to wake up a bit. We have to be more aggressive. We have to be more aggressive. Here comes Rolfo to the box, trying to change the narrative. That's out for a corner kick now for Manchester United. Let's see if we can repeat Aston Villa's trick here. But yeah, Aston Villa, they're just having that kind of they're having that bit of extra energy. They're having that bit of extra luck. They're having, you know, yeah. No, John, you're right. Sloppy from set pieces. But now we got one of our own, so let's see if we can do something with it. Ball into the box. Far post. Headed. Oof. That was on frame from Turlin, but not quite enough power behind it, and that's cleared off the line by a Villa player. United recycle with Toon. Toon dumps to the box. That's a poor effort, and that's deflected away by Aston Villa. Riviere is the furthest back to collect the ball. Riviere goes all the way back into the United half. Toon brings it back across the halfway line. Raffo swings it over to Letitia. Both United center backs now are into the Aston Villa half. Toon, Raffo. Hopefully that was the punch in the gut that we needed to wake up. Sorry for the aggressive reference there, but hopefully that rattles us a bit and we're like, oh wait, no, we have to keep our mind in this match. Hopefully the girls aren't thinking about Wednesday. Good challenge from Miyazawa. Toon. Toon. Toon's trying some passes, and I'm like, I'm not sure what she's seeing. I don't know what she's seeing. Because that's a few times now where she's tried to hit a pass, and it's just there wasn't really anybody really remotely there to get it. All right, this number 20 for Aston Villa too. She's a problem. Who is she? She's a problem out there because she is foul by Manchester United. I am flustered at the moment, man. I am flustered. I am not used to being in this position, so I am flustered. Um, can't even find my words at the moment. So looks like that was a foul by Riviere on the Aston Villa player. Now, what I was saying earlier is that this number 20 for Aston Villa, I'll look up who she is so I can be respectful and call her by her name, but she is a problem down this left hand side. Kirsty, okay. Hanson, okay. Yeah, like I said, I didn't even look at who was playing for Aston Villa today. I just looked at United's squad and was commenting on that. Man. All right, hold on. Sorry, guys. Let's do some admin work here. Apologies from some of the to the chat. Give me just a moment here. Give me one moment here just to clean that up. Okay. All right. Yeah. Apologies if you saw any of that nonsense from another user here. Sometimes you get idiots who come into the chat and say dumb shit, to be quite frank. So had to take care of that very quickly. Um, but yeah, another corner kick from Aston Villa, cleared by Letitia. Aston Villa still on the attack, taken off of her. Letitia pushing forward, trying to find an option. Goes down the line looking for Park, but she's not going to get that. She's got two players taller than her on her. Villa recover the ball and go back to their keeper. 40th minute here. 40th minute coming to a close, in fact. Hmm. Get your notes ready for halftime. I'm curious to see what you guys think we should change, um, whether it's personnel or tactics or what, to get back at least level. Here come Aston Villa again. Oh man, I don't like going into halftime being down like this. Mallard, I could see her on the bench in the back of the shot there with her arms folded. Hopefully she's conjuring some magic in her head that's going to get us back in the match here. Might be a game for her to come on early in the second half. I don't know. Hmm. Leticia over to Janssen. Janssen over to George. George up to Raffo. Raffo again under heavy pressure. Raffo threw an elbow there, but ref didn't see it, so I didn't see it. Leticia. Riviere. Riviere goes down the line looking for Park. Doesn't come off. Aston Villa are aware and on top of that, so they recover the ball. Aston Villa maintaining possession, going back to their keeper. Oh, man. Aston Villa go long down our left-hand side. Janssen tracks it. Janssen under pressure, but does a nice turn. Evades the Aston Villa attacker. Bringing it forward. Still Janssen. Tried to play a through pass, I think looking for Toon, but didn't quite come off. It's a good touch from Ralph to bring that down nicely. Gabby George out here with some space on the left-hand side. Plays inside to Toon. Toon to Nelson. Nelson back pass to Miyazawa. A little bit wayward, but Miyazawa recovers it across the halfway line over to Leticia. Leticia to Riviere. Park dropping deep to receive the ball. Leticia to Park. Park is now splitting the center backs at the bottom of the center circle. So Park dropped deep to get that ball just now. Toon poked away by Aston Villa. Aston Villa back to the keeper. Keeper goes long. So you can see frustration from some of our more attacking players. Raffo is starting to get a bit chippy out there. She's had a good game so far, I would say, but starting to get a bit chippy. Like I said, I thought I saw her throw a little elbow there under the pressure from the defender. Got to be careful with that because she's taller. And if that elbow catches that defender anywhere around here, that's probably a red card. So she's got to keep her cool there. And then Park dropping so deep to split the center backs in our own half to get the ball shows that she feels like she's not getting enough of the ball, like she's used to. So you're starting to see some frustration creep in a bit um, from the United players. They're showing that goal back. I don't need to see that. Oh, 44th minute. Hmm, 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 hmm. Just thinking. Fouling with the ball, top of her box. Back to Leticia. Leticia over to Riviere. Does well to keep it in. Can't quite fully bring it under control. Aston Villa knocks it out for a throw in for Manchester United. One of the Villa fans there didn't want to give the ball back to Riviere. Finally, the ball's back in play. Janssen in the center circle. Janssen looking for Park, tees it up again. She's not going to get that. Miyazawa with a rare whiff of the ball. Nelson out to Riviere. And CCA over the Janssen. Janssen to George. Downline, looking for Rolfo. Rolfo, player on her back as soon as she touches the ball, so she just has to turn it back. Riviere. Turlin trying to battle for the ball, can't quite get on the end of that pass from Riviere. So Aston Villa clear. Like, come on, you gotta be stronger than that. You gotta be stronger than that. Good recovery from George, but Janssen kind of backed off the Aston Villa player there and kind of let her take a touch and bring it down almost. Like, I don't know where our heads are at the moment. Let me put a question here so we can discuss this at halftime. What changes would you make? That's halftime. Only 1 minute stoppage time. Oh, more of that. Mm. Okay, so it is halftime again. Paul just had to do some moderation work there. I don't know why they're out in force today. It's strange. Anyway, Aston Villa won, Manchester United nil at the break. A scoreline that we are not used to hearing or seeing from our ladies. So the first half, like any half, it starts out. You kind of wait for both teams to kind of find their groove, right? Again, you're used to Manchester United threatening pretty early. Um, but obviously, second game back from the break, deeper into the season, sometimes a little fatigue can set in. Sometimes, there's still the cobwebs a little bit from the international break. Da 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 da. But we just never really seemed to click in that first half. I'm watching back some of the highlights, and I just some errant passes, not being aggressive where we should be. Um, players making some uncharacteristic mistakes, just a little flat-footedness in the box because we had a couple crosses into the box that looked like solid opportunities to take a chance, take a shot, but just players a little bit flat-footed. I don't know if players are, like I said, thinking ahead to PSG at midweek. I don't know if players are there, and then all the media circus that's happening with Mary Earps in that book, and if their head's kind of there partially, her being former teammate and them going to play. I mean, I don't know, but it's uncharacteristic at the moment from our ladies, and it's a strange feeling, a strange situation to be in, which I mean, again, speaks to how successful we've been, but you know, as Skinner said in the presser, everyone's chasing Chelsea, and yes, we've got a big midweek game, but we have to be focused on this match, and we can't. We have to be winning, right? Let's just call it what it is. We have to be winning. I mean, draws even aren't even good enough, right? We have to be winning, and right now we're losing at halftime. Um, I'll see if I can find some stats for you. Usually, where I go to find the stats, their website is down at the moment. So also I can try and Google and find some stats. But in the meantime, question in the chat, right? What would you change at halftime um, to change things around here? Because right now we've got Rindell, Blundell, Sandberg, Abujo, Galton, Zaghiati, Mallard, Williams on the bench. Right now not right now on the pitch, but our starting 11: Fallon, Tillis Joyce, Gabby George, TCA Toon, Park, Turlin, Rolfo, Riviere, Nelson, Janssen, Miyazawa. Like, who would you bring on, if anybody? Or is it just a thing of the girls just need to wake up a bit? Let me know what you think in the chat. Like I said, don't be shy. No super chats here. Drop an idea. We'll discuss it. Because at the moment, it feels like we've got capable players out there. Yes, they aren't the ones that we saw starting, or some of them aren't the ones we saw starting generally. But like Nelson and Rolfo were usually like first off the bench, at least this season, if they weren't starting. George is kind of working their way back in a little bit more, but it isn't like it's a radically changed team. So is it just an effort thing, right? Is it just or has Villa kind of figured this out a little bit? right? Did they figure us out? And now we're having to try and figure out how to adapt to it. And maybe that's what Skinner's doing right now, and in the locker room. But yeah, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. How we dig ourselves out of this hole here. I'm actually going to take a quick peek also at the men's game, just very quickly. That's still 0-0 at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. But let's see. Let's see if I can find this on the actual official website. I'm using my phone because if I use my computer to try and search for stuff, because I'm streaming live, it might get a little wonky. So apologies for looking down, but that's what I'm doing. I'm not just like, checking my email here on you or something like that. Oh man. Oh, they don't keep live stats there. That's annoying. But yeah, let me know in the chat what you think in terms of changes. Because again, I want this to be a conversation, not just me yapping at you. Hmm. Yeah, see, and our second half scoring percentage is even looking good. So, well, to get one, 8% chance we'll get one in the second half. Or not 8% chance, 80% second half scoring rate for one goal at least, I should say, to put it right. Hmm. I thought this was I'm a bit taken aback by Villa as well. Just a little surprised at how they've come out and played us. Yeah, they're showing back the goal at the moment. The goal by Taylor, right footed volley. I mean, even like I don't know who you point out in that one. I mean, everyone's trying to cover defensively. Fallon gets a hand to it, punches it out. Park's trying to close down Vilms. I know. Um, well, since we're still at halftime here, let me just switch gears. Chelsea are beating Arsenal 1-0 at halftime. Damn, man, man. Hmm. So if Chelsea are beating Arsenal at the moment at halftime, we're losing to Aston Villa. So that puts us so table. I wish I did the live table on Google for the women's games. That would help a lot. But at the moment, so if the results stand, that puts Chelsea at 22. That keeps us at 17. So that keeps us in third place. And then Spurs, who are they playing? They're playing London City tomorrow. That could go either way, to be honest, because London City have kind of started to kick on a little bit. Hmm. Yeah, we got to pull this one out of the bag here. We got to win this one. Again, since we're here, I'll plug myself, right? Please subscribe if you were new. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button if you think we can turn it around. If you think we turn it around second half, hit that like button. So very quickly on the men's side, tied with Spurs 0-0, 28th minute. Three shots for Spurs, one for United. No shots on target. 51% possession advantage to United. Two corners for Spurs, one for United. So it's pretty even match on the men's side. Pretty even match there so far. I'll have to watch that one back later so I can do a maybe a post match discussion on that one. Oh, you know what? Okay, John, sorry. Yeah, I was wondering that. I was wondering that. Okay. Yeah, I couldn't see your comments. I could only see the comment that I put in where I said, what changes would you make for the second half? And I was wondering, I was like, why is it so quiet right now? Sorry about that, John. Yeah, I had to refresh the little chat screen here for those to come through. Yeah, sorry about that. Cause like I'm like, yeah, like people were chatting and then it just kind of stopped when I had to do some moderation work there and kick out some idiots. Um, so yeah, apologies. Now I can see your messages, your chat messages. All right. So John said, Ziggy for Lisa, but love Lisa, and think Anna for Gabby. Um, and if still losing on 75 minutes, need to bring Granny Williams on. Yeah. By looks of it, no one to blame. No, I'm happy with Arsenal losing because if we win today, yeah, we go have points ahead of Arsenal. Yeah, we would. We would. Um, yeah, no, I mean, I was definitely thinking the Sandberg for Gabby situation, just to add a little bit more steel, a little bit more attacking impetus. But then again, but Gabby George hasn't been bad attacking, right? I know in previous matches I was a little bit concerned, um, with her, across the back line at times, and I hate to single out anybody like that, but um, a little bit concerned because she looked a little bit off the pace. But I think that was just her maybe getting back up to speed. Um, so I know she's had some challenges with some injuries and things like that. So honestly, this game, like, she hasn't looked like any kind of weak link or anything like that. But yeah, it's a tough call. It's a tough call to know who to change. Yeah, yeah, Ziggy on for sure because she's good at just kind of grabbing a game a bit and just really kind of roaming around and kind of like just getting on the ball and just instilling some confidence when she has it. Um, and she's quite dynamic, you know. Um, she's a threat both offensively and defensively. Whereas like I know it sounds generic, so I'm trying to like I don't know. If you just watch the games and watch her play, you know what I mean, right? Like you've got, for instance, like Miyazawa, who's very good defensively and good at collecting the ball and recycling the ball and keeping it safe and protected and keeping it moving. But then you got like Ziggy who's like dynamic on both sides of the ball. You know what I mean? Um, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, yeah. January signing. So Skinner did say that in his presser. he said, we'll be looking to, I forget the exact quote now. I have to dig it out of my notes, but basically he was saying that we're gonna make some signings in January. Um, what was kind of funny that he said about the January signings was that obviously he was like the players won't want the competition, but I'm paraphrasing here, but they'll have to deal with it. I don't know if you ever watched any of Skinner's press conferences, but he's so good with the media. Um, at least from this season, the way he answers the questions and gives you that bit of insight and things like that. A center back and a striker and more. I mean, might as well throw a midfielder in there too, John. I mean, a center back, a striker, might as well throw a midfielder in there. Oh, and didn't Bumbo score for the men? Did he? Let's see. Nice. I tell you, man, those Bryans, they just. What can I say? Those Bryans, it's just destined for greatness. No, I'm kidding. Nice. That's good. That's good. All right, ladies, time to do it. Time to do it. I had my timer going the whole time and nobody said anything. You guys let me sit here with my timer running. Now I gotta do some quick math and catch up. Let's see. See, 2700, that's da, da, da. So 2760. That'll be 46, so I'll start it there. Boom. All right. Back on time. Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, like, generally speaking, John, yeah, I agree. Like, we need just reinforcements across the team, right? Again, if we're gonna be challenging on multiple fronts, we're gonna need um more options to choose from, right? And again, to kind of reference something that Skinner said in his presser, he was saying that he likes to be able to change and adapt and evolve, right? So he likes to have players with different characteristics and qualities, and um, we definitely need that. So we definitely need some more, different types of players, right? So like, obviously Turlin's like our, kind of target woman striker up top, but it might be good to have someone who's maybe shorter and quicker and more dynamic, so that way you're not always playing a ball where she needs to hold up. Maybe you're playing a ball where the striker can run onto it, right? Something like that. Um, Looks like Mallory's getting ready to come on. See her taping up. Yeah, 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 yeah. The two goalkeepers on the bench. I've never understood that. I've seen that across a lot of teams in men's and women's, and like, I'm always like, give someone from like the academy or something in that spot, or someone who you think might be able to um make a difference. Because yeah, two goalkeepers on the bench, like I don't understand that either. Yeah, Mallard needs to convert. She does. She can be wasteful at times. She'll get herself into a good position, and yeah, doesn't quite give us the opportunity that we need. Um, Villa keep her going long here. Villa on the ball at the moment. United pressing. Villa with a little give and go. They're in foot race between Villa and Janssen. Janssen wins that out. Back to Fallon. Fallon clears it. But again, Villa win the first ball. Like, come on. Here come Villa again. Cross blocked by George. George gives it to Rolfo. Rolfo. United are back deep in their own half at the moment. Now there's a bit of a pressure. Who's that off of? That's off at Villa. Okay, good. Oh man, throwing for United. Rafa goes back to Janssen, back to Fallon over Leticia, who goes back to Janssen. Again, Villa had the ball back. We're just not on it. We're just not on it. We're just a little flat footed. We're a little bit slow. Just like there's this weird malaise right now over the team. The only thing that I will say, I hate to even say it, but you're gonna be like, Brian, what are you talking about? But the sun is in the keeper's eyes for Villa. So it sounds so scammy to say, but like if we can get some high crosses in, maybe maybe use Mother Nature to our advantage. Maybe some longer, higher shots. Here come Aston Villa again, shot outside the box. They didn't score, by the way. They didn't score. Sorry, I went silent there. They didn't score. But again, it was a dangerous opportunity. Shot outside the box. Curl just wide of Fallon Tullis Joyce's left post. Thanks, John. Yeah. I almost didn't say it. Oh, referee. Oh no, oh, man. Referee pulled the ball back, gave a foul for Villa. If that wasn't a foul, I think Toon had some space over there. Could have been an opportunity. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, no, it's not 2-0. It's not 2-0. Sorry. Through ball for Villa. Again, here comes Villa down our left hand side. Villa dumps across to the box. Finally cleared by Leticia, but not out of danger yet. Villa's still around our box. Villa into our box again. Yeah. No, we were. Like that game got too close at Brighton. That did. Villa still have the ball, by the way. They're still camped around our box. And they're just like pelting shots that we keep deflecting. Um Corner kick now for Villa. Villa have us in the corner right now. We're kind of on the ropes at the moment. I mean, they're taking shots, they're playing 1-2s, they're smiling, they're high fiving, all that stuff, and like, oh. Villa line up for the corner, ball in, far post. What's the call, ref? Goal kick. Villa feel hard done by. They thought they should have got another corner kick off of that, but that is a goal kick. Let's see the replay here. Oh wow, wow, yeah, okay. Villa have a claim there. That definitely hit the back of Rolfo and went out. Should have been a corner kick to Villa, but we got away with one. Looks like Turland off, Mallard on. George off, Sandberg on. And then Rolfo off and Leah Galton on. So three changes there. Mallard on, Galton on, Sandberg on, George, Turlin, Rolfo off. Looks like rest for Charland then maybe. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, John, you're right. Now, hopefully Mallard's pace can kind of pin Villa back a little bit. Um, hmm. Here comes Villa into the box. Brave clearance from Riviere, who was fouled in the process. So that's a penalty kick, free kick for Manchester United. I feel like I'm so like I'm like so beside myself right now. I'm struggling to find the right words for things, man. I'm just like thinking like, what can we do? Like, when can we have a clear quality chance? Oh, bad pass from Park. Here comes Villa into the box. Whew. United escaped that one. We go the other way with Riviere. Riviere looking inside to Tune to Park. Riviere. That pass from Park did not connect with Riviere. That is out for a throw in. Hmm. Oh yeah, Arsenal Chelsea are tied. Oh, here comes Villa in the breakaway. Oh my gosh, what a tackle! What a tackle from Miyazawa. Oh my goodness, she just saved our. Oh my gosh, she just saved us there. Villa was on a breakaway. Villa was on a breakaway. They were. She was in for a surefire goal, but Miyazawa stuck to it. Good tackle in the box to put it out for a corner kick. Oh man, corner kick Villa, far post. Galton that hits gets the first head to it. Ball's bouncing around now, loose in the box. Another shot from Villa, up and over. It's out for a goal kick for Manchester United. We keep weathering these storms from Villa, and I'm worried that another one's going to go in. Um, hmm, dodgy goal. Hmm, I'll take it. I'll take it. We just got to do the business on our side. If it slows Chelsea down, I'll take it. Park on the ball. Ah, disallowed. Damn. Riviere have to throw in, but that is right to a Villa player. With CCA charging across the halfway. Looking for Galton out there. Toon. Toon tries to find Galton in the box. He does get on it. Cross. Oh, oh. I thought the Aston Villa keeper might spill that into her own goal because it was a high cross from Galton, and the Villa keeper had to use like every bit. She had to jump and use every bit of her height to grab that one out of the sky and come down on top of it. I thought we might scam one there, which honestly at this point I'll take. I'm not above a scammy goal at the moment. Halftime for the men. Is it still 1-0 for the men? I think it is. Still 1-0 looks like. That Bryan and Bumo strike. Galton got fouled there. Took a little knock, but she's ran it off or running it off. Taylor Choice top of her box over to Leticia. Leticia over to Riviere. Riviere looking for options. Little feint goes down line into Mallard. Mallard forces the Villa defender to play it out for a throw in. 61st minute here. Riviere with the ball in her hands, looking for a throw in. United not really moving very much. Come on, come on. Tune finally. Some quick passing there, but ultimately broken up by Villa. Another throw in for United. Tune calling for it. Tune plays it off of the Villa player. Another throw in for United. Riviere's going to have sore shoulders. All these throw ins for her. Good throw. Nelson. Sandberg. Galton. Jensen. Sandberg. Jensen. Jensen back across into United's half. Leticia swings it over to Riviere. Inside the park. Back to Riviere. Down the right-hand side. Okay, come on. Into the box. Pushed away by Aston Villa keeper. Flicked on by another Aston Villa player. Villa have the ball. Trying to break out here. Leticia with some good defense and ultimately fouled. I tell you what, Jules and John, I'm going to say you're both right. We need one goal, and then we need two more goals. Let's make it three. Let's make it three. Man, 63rd minute. Throwing United. I'll tell you, those shadows are stretching long across the pitch now. I would say a third of the pitch from the United goal upwards is in a shadow, and the players' shadows are like 15 feet long. It looks like. Yeah, yeah, 6. That would be great. Yeah, there's still time. Here comes United. Riviere, a little space here, top of the box, dumped in. 50-50 ball, ball's loose in the box. Oh, shot blocked. Oh man. Tune from close, but that was blocked. Some brave defending from Villa. Got to give it to him on that one. Some brave defending. Man, if that was like an inch lower, that would have been the back of the net probably. Ah. Okay, but we are looking more threatening now, right? Since the changes, we are looking a bit more threatening. Was that our first shot on target all game? I think that might have been our first actual shot on target. Granny on Williams, yeah. Yeah, Vilms is down at the moment for Aston Villa, so there's a bit of a break in play. She was caught between Galton and the Villa keeper off of that cross from Riviere that produced that half chance for Toon that was ultimately blocked. So she's down getting some treatment at the moment. Villa making some changes. I think Ziggiati's about to come on as well. I thought I saw her in the side of the shot here just now. The camera shot. Yeah. Okay. Ziggiati on for Nelson, looks like. Okay. Yep. Ziggiati on for Nelson. That's our fourth change. I think that's a smart sub. Like I was saying earlier, someone who kind of can grab the ball and grab hold and has a little bit of fight in her. You know, all the good stuff. Riviere with the throw. Looking for Mallard. Mallard under pressure from three Villa players. Villa knocks it away, but Sandberg heads it down to Janssen. Janssen goes back up the pitch. Looking for Mallard again. Mallard knocks it down for Park. Ziggiati on the ball. Mallard, Park, Ziggiati, Letitia, Park, Ziggiati, Riviere. Ball to the box. Far post. Toon. That's a handball. That's a handball. Referee, that's a handball. That's a handball in the box. That's be a penalty kick. That was a handball. Oh my gosh. That was a handball. That was oh my gosh. They need to show that back. That was an absolute handball in the box from Villa. Letitia, top of the center circle. Riviere. Through ball to Park. Park get there. Not quite. Out of bounds for a goal kick. How was that not a handball? But it doesn't matter if she has both arms. Like she come on. That's mm, that was a missed call. That should have been a handball. That should have been a handball. That should have been a penalty kick for Manchester United. That's wow. That's a miss. Oh, we need that too. We needed that. Damn. Hello, Melissa from London. Hello, hello, hello. If you're just joining, it is Aston Villa 1, United 0. I know, surprising to hear, right? You heard that correctly. Um, Mostly Villa in the first half, a couple half chances for United. But second half, 69th minute, momentum has shifted. Skinner made some subs, and now we're looking like we might get something here. A missed handball call from the referee also. Definitely controversial. Hanson's down in the box at the moment. Medical staff on to the pitch to tend to Hanson, who's receiving a fair number of boos, obviously. Excuse me. So while Hanson's down, let me just take a peek over and see if the men's second half has started. Don't think it has. Yeah, still halftime. So for the men's game, United are winning, thanks to Brian and Bumo. 32nd minute goal, 1-0 for the men's side as the physios continue to work on Hansen here. Ball in. Oh, Riviere hit that first time, low, and get out, get out, get out. Corner kick, corner kick. Yes, okay, corner kick. Ball dumped back in by Miyazawa. Too much on that. Out for a goal kick for Aston Villa. Oh, okay, 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 okay. 71st minute. Momentum has shifted. The momentum has shifted. Most of this half, I would say, has been played in the Villa half of the pitch. So we're getting on the ball more. Um, we're getting our chances. Oof. Villa making one more change here. Grant off. Looks like Mailing on. Park on the ball. Villa gave it away. Park. Park, come on, make something happen. Mallard, top of the box. Mallard into the box. Tries a shot that's blocked. Falls back to Riviere. Riviere under heavy pressure. Mallard, right hand side. Ball in the box. Low. Attack the ball. Come on, ladies. Attack the ball. We kind of stood there and watched it just bounce around the box. Aston Villa now with the ball. Out of bounds. United throw. Just across the halfway line. Sandberg takes it quick. Thank you for that urgency. That's what we need right now. Urgency. Come on. It's like there's time, but there's not time. You know what I mean? Like, Miyazawa wins that header. Right now, we are losing. Adina. We're losing 1-0, 73rd minute. First half, we did not look great. Just looked a little flat footed, a bit asleep. Still 0-0. Which game is 0-0, Jules? Um. Oh, one. Oh, I was like, which game? Yeah. Yeah, so as I was saying, first half just was not our half, did not look good. We looked asleep. We weren't winning 50-50 challenges. We weren't winning the second ball. Um, just looked kind of disjointed, errant passes, players looking like they're on different pages. The second half, we made some subs and looking a lot better. Momentum has definitely swung back, I would say, a little bit in our favor. Had a couple good chances. There was a no handball call, which, I mean, maybe you'll get a chance to watch it, in a highlight or a clip, but I'm sure that was a handball on Aston Villa, and I think should have been a penalty kick for Manchester United. So that's where we are in a nutshell. Yeah, yeah. But the thing is, when you're trying to hunt down Chelsea, it's like you can't have these off days, and that's why it's like, that's why it's frustrating. Yeah, yeah, crazy they didn't call that. Like, I mean, they show the replays and like I can't. I'm not sure if it was Vims or who it was for Villa, but she had her hands like behind her back like this, but her hand came out and blocked the ball. So I don't know. On we play though. On we play. Here comes Villa. 3-on-4 looks like. Hansen. She's shaking off that injury. Into the box. Still Hansen. Looking far post over everyone's head. Out for a goal kick. Danger averted. Hansen is haunting this out there. Rolling back the years. Mallard. Here goes Mallard. Mallard. Still with it. Taken off her toe by Aston Villa. Bad clearance from Villa. Ziggiatti, top of the box. Riviere. Cross. Far post. Over everyone's head. Throw in to Aston Villa. Oh. 77th minute. Throw in Aston Villa. 1-0 Aston Villa. Out of bounds. Throw in Sandberg. Looking for an option. Trying to take it quickly. Just across the halfway line. Throws to Toon. Toon wins another throw in for Manchester United. This time a little bit deeper into the Villa half. I think we're lining up Williams to come on. I think I see her getting ready over there on the bench. That's right. Come on, Granny Williams. Sicchiati to TCA across the center circle over to Janssen. Sandberg. Galton. Galton getting harried by the Villa defender. Back to Janssen. Letitia. Bottom of the center circle. Sicchiati. No, she's playing. She's playing right now. She's on the pitch. She started out on the bench. Um, but Galton is on now. Riviere into the box. Header wide. Speaking of Galton, that was who put the header wide. Here comes Aston Villa. Hansen. Hansen versus Letitia. Hansen dribbles it out of bounds. Goal kick. Riviere for throw. The shadows continue to stretch in the United half, almost reaching the bottom of the center circle. Aston Villa on the ball now, going back to their keeper. 80th minute, halfway done. Man, how was she wide open? Aston Villa here they on the breakaway. Letitia across to defend. Letitia blocks the shot. Yeah, like Letitia did the same thing I just did. Like, why? Why was she open like that? Nobody tracked her through. Like people are asleep out there or something. I don't know. A blocked cross. Aston Villa. Ziggiatti tries to clear. Villa back on the ball. Like Mallard's now down on the pitch. Hops to her feet, hobbles a little bit. Shot from Villa deflected out for a corner kick. It's like we had a momentum shift for a bit, and then Aston Villa have adapted, and now they're back at our end and getting chances and breakaways. Now a corner kick. Park coming off. Park coming off for Williams. Again, to I think John, I think it was your point earlier. Pulling Park off, I feel like we're starting to look towards midweek a little bit. Hand up, ball in, dangerous cross or corner, halfway punched away by Fallon Tullis Joyce and knotted out of bounds by Riviere there. So it's a throw in for Aston Villa. Man, 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 man. There's still time. There's still time. There's still time. Hit that like button if you believe. If you believe, hit that like button. And subscribe if you were new. And welcome if you were new. First time strike from Aston Villa, but that was high and wide. Not a threat at all. Here come United. Ziggiatti, Williams, Riviere, Letitia. Letitia to Janssen. Janssen to Toon. Mizawa. Letitia, Riviere. United trying to move the ball quickly, trying to find an opening through Aston Villa. United finally go long. No one's there. Villa on the ball. Villa walking into our box, basically. Damn near unchallenged. And a flicked on header from Hansen into Fallon's arms. I mean, like they just walked like right into our box, basically. Sorry, my phone rang there. United trying to knock it around a bit, trying to find an option. Come on. Williams almost. Williams almost. Come on, United. Come on, just salvage something here. Riviere. It's United throw in. United throw. Come on, take it quickly. 14 shots for United, 12 for Aston Villa. 4 on target for United, 3 for Villa. 62% possession for Manchester United. Here comes Aston Villa. Into the box. Deflected out by the TCA for a corner kick. Like, they're getting to our box way too easily. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit disappointed with the effort from a number of our players. Into the 87th minute. Villa have a corner kick here. Ball in. Headed away by the TCA. Throw in for Aston Villa at just about the corner flag there. Villa taking their sweet, sweet time to throw this ball in. Throwing for Manchester United now. Villa have the ball. Villa attacking. Down our right hand side. Manutd does a good job coming back to help out defensively. Riviere dumps up to Williams. Williams battling through. Battling through. Hell yeah. Yeah. Damn. If y'all saw that, man, Williams. Get in there. Riviere. Sorry, it wasn't a goal. It's just that Williams like came back defensively and just told some ladies to get in the gym because she just battled through. That's going to be a highlight. That's going to be on the highlight reel. If you didn't get a chance to see it, the way Williams just fought through just now was impressive, really impressive. I mean, I know it's not a goal, but it's something to hang on to, right? Something to get excited about and cheer about. Here's Letitia on the ball. Dumps it in. Ziggiati into the box. Oh, wide. Let me see. I can't quite tell from the camera angle. Ziggiati played a low cross. Mallard tried to get on the end of it. It went wide. Couldn't tell who was off of last because Mallard was pleading her case saying it should have been a corner kick. But ultimately it was ruled a goal kick. And of course, the Aston Villa keeper is taking her time. She's now kicked the ball. First header won by Ziggiati. Second one by Aston Villa. Ball's bouncing around a bit now. Villa kept it in. But Janssen ultimately comes away with it. Miyazawa. Come on. Give her an option. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Come on. Can't give the ball away. Not now. We need a goal. Hanson on it. Down line. Aston Villa. That's a handball. She should grab the ball. She's trying. Come on, referee. All right, quick restart. Tune. Tagiati. 6 minute stoppage time. 6 minute stoppage time. Okay. 6 minutes. Come on. Let's work with this. Letitia over to Janssen. Sandberg. Come on, get the ball back. Come on. Get the ball back. Aston Villa had the ball at the moment. Down our left hand side. Sandberg challenging. Out of bounds. Throw in Manchester United. I think that Villa player was trying to get to the corner flag. And TCA, the 6 yard box. Riviere. Letitia, first minute gone. 5 minutes left of stoppage time. Sandberg tries to knot it on for Galton. That's intercepted. Villa going to the corner flag. Villa trying to hold it in the corner. Out of bounds, goal kick. Yeah. Yeah, at least draw it up. Like, come on. And Arsenal have equalized. See, that's the. Looks like Ebony Simon's going to come on. Hanson's coming off for Villa. Riviere, Williams. Williams under pressure. Back to Riviere. Zaghiati. Miyazawa turn. Tune calling for it. Come on. Zaghiati. Ball blocked. Quick throw. Grab it. Come on. Let's go. TCA. Zaghiati. Dumping the ball in. Header. Oh, damn. Header from Williams, but it was right into the arms of the Villa keeper. A little under 3 minutes left. Stoppage time. Come on. Villa have the ball at the moment, but Janssen just broke that up. Forward again from Villa, out of bounds. Sandberg with the throw, deep into United territory. Villa have the ball, charging into our box. Not quite though. Door is shut. Now she's going for the other corner flag. She's dribbled all the way across the front of our box. The Villa player, was that Ebony Simon? Yeah. All the way across the other side of the box, going for the corner. Letitia took it off of her just now in the corner. Foul. Come on, quick restart. Let's go. Come on. Under 2 minutes to play. Stoppage time. United just going long now. Mallard, come on, Mallard. Nah. Villa player is there first, knocks it out for a throw in. Mallard searching for a ball to throw in quickly. Toss it to Sandberg. He throws it in quickly. Out of bounds. Is that a Villa throw? Villa throw. Damn. About a minute left of stoppage time. Villa throwing long down the line. Sandberg wins the header. United. Corner kick. Corner kick. Come on, Zagata. Get the ball. Let's go. Corner kick. Come on. Fallon is going up. Teller's choice is going up into the box to try and get on the end of this corner kick. Mark Skinner gave her the green light to get up into the box. She's now standing in front of the Aston Villa keeper. So Mark Skinner is throwing everything at this. Off the crossbar. Off the crossbar. Mallard header. Ball's bouncing around loose. It is chaos in that box. Still loose. Villa finally clear. Sandberg recovers at the halfway line. Ball dumped back in. Riviere, can you get there? Can you get there? Can you get there? No. And now D'Angelo for Aston Villa is going to take her time getting the ball. She's going to fix her socks and restrap her gloves and all that crap. She's going to look at the blades of grass and just place the ball just carefully. Come on. Goal kick finally taken after a year from D'Angelo there. United on the ball. Come on, one last throw. One last roll of the dice. Come on. Mallard. Come on. One last roll of the dice. That's game. Damn. That's game. uh, 1-1 Arsenal Chelsea still. Okay. All right. So Arsenal Chelsea tied. What does that do? Let me see. Let me get the standings here. WSL. All right. They tied. So let's see. All right. So that was that. That puts Chelsea on 20 points? City have 18. We stay in third at 17. Arsenal jump up to 15 or fourth with 15 points. I mean, look, who do Spurs have? Who are Spurs playing for the women? Because as it stands, Chelsea have 20 points, City have 18 points, but they've got a game to play, I think, tomorrow. We're in third at the moment, obviously just having finished this match. Arsenal are in fourth, having just drawn with Chelsea. They've got 15 points. Spurs have a game to play. I think, are Spurs playing London City? Are Spurs playing London? Are they playing London City? Is that who they're playing? I think so. Yeah, London City tomorrow for Spurs. Okay, so if Spurs win that match, that puts them ahead of us and that drops us to fourth place. If London City win, inconsequential, that gives them, if they draw, that puts Spurs a point off of us. So we need London City to do us a favor tomorrow. And honestly, if Everton can do us a favor today against City, that would be great as well. So I mean, look, a loss, right? Something that we're not used to here. Yeah, thanks, John. Oh yeah, see you soon. Thank you, John. Thank you, John, for being part of this today, and contributing so much. Yeah, I guess just a quick word here. Losses happen, right? Losses happen. We've done well so far. By no means are we out of the hunt. Uh, Thank you to Arsenal, I should say, for keeping Chelsea at bay there and drawing that match. So 3 points off of it as we stand. Um, Again, what we went into this match 2 points off of it, so lost a little ground, and then obviously there's still games to be played from other teams to see how that goes. So we'll see how things shake out come Monday morning, right? Um, I'm surprised. I'm surprised. I'm surprised by Villa with their record at the moment. You know, I thought that this would be a fairly easy match. If I'm being honest, I thought it was going to be an easy match. I was looking at uh, Natalia Arroyo's comments, the Villa manager, and she sounded defeated already in her comments. I don't know if that was mind games or what, but she sounded defeated. Again, as I said earlier, if I'm a player and I'm playing for and I'm seeing my manager make those comments, I'm thinking, like, okay, just go out there and just give it a go, but we're probably going to lose. That's kind of how she was talking. She talked about places and areas where she wanted to improve, across the pitch, given their last display against Everton. But, you know, yeah, yeah, I'm surprised. But I mean, Villa came out with a game plan. They executed well. They wanted it more. They were winning the 50-50 balls, taking their chances, or making the most of the opportunities. Kirsty Hansen came back to haunt us. Uh, they're talking to her now, on the stream that I'm watching. But yeah, for my girls today, I just, some flat-footedness I think kind of hurt us. We weren't being as aggressive as we should have been. I feel like there's a little bit of a lack of fire from us today. I don't know again if we were looking midweek, but yeah, just kind of off of it today. Um, Passes weren't connecting. We came out with our usual high press, but it wasn't quite as uniform. Villa did do well to play through us though, and then, some of that, was rub of the green, right? Like there were a number of balls that just didn't literally didn't roll our way, right? What I'm talking about, right? There's a couple crosses that we had, the ball bobbled back and forth. You've seen those plays, right? Where a player's running full steam ahead towards the end line, and the defender's right there with them, and they cross it, and the ball bounces a few times, ping pongs a few times back and forth between players, and ultimately it went off of our player and out for a goal kick for Villa. So just like things like that just weren't going our way. There was that handball shot, which I still think was a handball on the Villa player in the box, and I think should have been a penalty kick to United. Now, again, obviously there is the business of converting that penalty kick. Oh, thank you for reminding about the timer. Thank you. Um, but yeah, there was a shout there. And again, obviously, a called penalty kick does not mean that that's an automatic goal, right? You still have to do the business of converting the penalty kick, but it wasn't called. So on we played, and yeah, a tough one to take given our previous form, but in the grand scheme of things, not the end of the world. Um, Not the end of the world. So you know, we will bounce back, and we got to regroup and refocus for midweek, right? Big game against PSG. I'm definitely covering that match right here. So we'll do it all over again. So for all of those who stopped through, whether you stayed the whole time or you stayed part of the time, thank you. Um, Thank you for supporting women's football. Thank you for, keeping me company. Thank you for the conversation. Tough one to take today for us, but again, we'll bounce back midweek. Got to refocus. A certain who's coming back home. Don't know if you guys read the book yet or not. I haven't read it yet, but I am going to. I want to read the passages for context, right, to see. And yeah, we will go again midweek. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.